All right, our next source, read aloud, is 3.1, explore page 6. We're going to be looking at farming and other jobs. So I'm going to set up the question. We have a little bit of a prompt to help you understand what we're asking you to do. So Mesopotamia, picking it up right here, became a very successful farming area. All right, we've talked about that. They had a surplus or an extra amount of food. They were able to feed everybody since they learned to control the rivers. So not everyone had to farm in order to survive anymore. People were able to do jobs that they were good at and trade for the things that they needed. List 3 other jobs that the Mesopotamians were able to do because they had a surplus or an extra amount of food. If we had to worry about food all day, we wouldn't be able to do some of the creative things that we enjoy in life. So think about what the Mesopotamians did now that they established a food source. Here we go. As you read the text and watch the video segments, use the graphic organizer below, this is optional, to record details about the challenges that made large-scale farming difficult in Mesopotamia. Then list the specific technologies the Mesopotamians employed or used to deal with these challenges. Have you ever had to work on a group project, to complete a complex project? The group has to divide up the work, and each group member must use his or her skills to get the job done. Ancient Mesopotamians used a similar division of labor in order to build and maintain their large irrigation systems. Some archaeologists even believe that the first Mesopotamian cities were formed by groups of farmers banding together to build irrigation systems. People worked together at first, and that's something that we can note and be encouraged by, that we can do that as well. Next paragraph. With irrigation systems in place and advanced farming techniques in use, Mesopotamia became a very rich farming area. Again, we've talked about that a lot. Tools such as the cedar plow meant farmers could get more work done with fewer people and in less time. Soon, they began to produce a surplus of food. This meant that there was enough food and time for some workers to focus on other jobs. As the cities grew, different members of Mesopotamian society continued to develop specialized skills that met the needs of the people living in the city. So some people worked as potters, making pottery and utensils. They were creative, right? It was practical, but it was art. Others also worked as weavers, making clothes. Now, maybe we're not hand making our clothes, but we like the design. We like to be creative. Scribes, people who like to write, YouTubers even, maybe the scribes would have been the YouTubers of that day. Scribes were employed to write text and keep track of trading. Traders brought and sold goods. Musicians played music for people. Still, most people had jobs dealing with agriculture or farming. In addition to farming, people worked as grain grinders. Tough work. Last paragraph. Thanks to the farmers, cities were supported with surplus food, and other jobs were allowed to thrive. With plenty of food to feed everyone, the cities continued to grow. Ancient Mesopotamians developed city-states that covered several hundred square miles. Farmers outside city limits could provide food to cities in exchange for goods, and the cities in protection from the leaders. These city-states often fought over territory to access the water, to make sure that they had a path to get that water during the droughts, right? So they fought over that, as we've been talking about. The stronger states developed into even larger empires. Kings, judges, religious figures arose as authoritative leaders of these societies.